Only a few days left until the launch of the POCO F2 Pro, confirmed officially by POCO, 2 p.m. on the 12th of May Spanish time. But if you think Xiaomi, POCO, Redmi are done there with new phones, definitely think again. They've got some new challenges upcoming. So yeah, another new phone from Redmi this time actually. It is in the K series, so it's similar to what we're getting in the POCO series as well, but a new phone, a new chipset that no one had ever heard of before. So we know that the POCO F2 Pro is most likely going to be a rebranded version of the K30 Pro in China, and that uses a flagship Snapdragon 865. Actually, a very reliable leaker on Twitter called Ishan was leaking some model numbers yesterday, and he found that the POCO F2 Pro, that is, has been registered in a few different places, actually with model numbers that relate to some 4G only handsets. This is slightly strange because if you have the Snapdragon 865, it will come paired with a 5G modem from Qualcomm. But we know the Redmi K30 Pro does have 5G, it has the antennas, so I fully expect all of the POCO F2 Pro models to come with 5G. Then we had the price leaks, and the lowest model may come at roughly more or less £500 in the UK. Depending on which market you're in, it might fluctuate a little bit. But flagship killers are more expensive this year, and so many people are looking maybe for the next step down. And this is where a brand new phone comes in. We know it's going to be launched very soon at an online only event, and it's called the Redmi K30 Quiet Edition. Quiet in China means quick or fast. It's been translated as maybe the Speed Edition or the Extreme Edition. So what Redmi have done is taken the Redmi K30. That's a new phone with a Snapdragon 765G processor, which for the time being is the highest end mid-range chipset from Qualcomm, but not anymore because this new edition has a new chipset apparently called the 768G. So this is going to be a slightly overclocked and more powerful chipset than the 765G. This phone apparently comes with a 64 megapixel main sensor, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 5 megapixel macro sensor, which is the same as we get with the Redmi K30. So it looks like the chipset is being bumped up, but everything else is staying the same. Actually, the GPU in the chipset, which is the Adreno 620, is the same as the Snapdragon 765G, but apparently Qualcomm are overclocking this to give some better performance. It should be clocked at 750 megahertz as opposed to the other chipset where it's clocked at 625 megahertz. So you should be getting a performance improvement of something in the region of 20%. According to some leaks and some benchmark leaks on the chipset, it got an Antutu score of around about 360,000. So not up to the level of the 865, but apparently better than the 300,000 more or less that the K30 with that older chipset gets. I say older chipset, definitely not older chipset. It's still brand new, but this overclocked version obviously does get some higher scores on Antutu. We also have confirmation of the global launch of MIUI 12. This launched in China last week, and we saw a lot of new features. On the 19th of May, according to this post from Xiaomi anyway, we'll be getting the worldwide launch, and I'm sure they'll go into more detail in English and maybe some other languages so we don't have to translate from Chinese. Liu Weibing from Redmi and Xiaomi in China has also said that May is going to have some surprises in store, which means we should be seeing some new products from Redmi in May that haven't been seen yet. Subscribe for the latest tech news and videos. That's it for now. I'll see you in the next one.